When I say this train don't fucking stop, this train don't fucking stop. I said I'm gonna cry every fucking episode going on from here. And the first message I got from Mike outside of what happened with Buta is that we need to finish watching tonight. We fucking are going to. So Mike, go.
Okay. This is episode 25. I accept your last wish. Team Guy Gurren struggles to escape the ocean of despair created by the anti-spirals without success until history repeats itself as another irreplaceable member of the team sacrifices himself to save the others. Let's say this one last time.
Kitan is the MVP of this season.
He is. He fucking is.
The one person, and I've been waiting to say it, there is one person in this fucking show that knows how to be romantic, and it ends up being fucking Kitan. Of all people.
Of all fucking people, it's Kitan.
I have to keep biting my tongue and acting like I don't know this shit's coming, and I want to talk about this shit so bad, and we're finally here to talk about this shit.
Let's try to put ourselves together.
Before we go, I'm going to change shirts for the last episode because it's very poetic. I have to show, like I said, I was going to each one. That's most of the team right there. We've got most of the team gone, so I had to put that out. But we'll get to the Kitan crowning fucking moment. And also the debut of, outside of the Mingen theme, my favorite track in the entire show. We'll get there. We're going to take it slow. Because holy shit, a lot happens. Okay. First off, we're going to go through some jokes because I fucking need it.
Yeah.
They are not afraid to mention their own inside jokes when they're in the despair and they're trying to fire. They finally outright say when Attenborough is so upset that his cannons don't work. Finally, someone made a comment that says,
no.
Go ahead.
Attenborough says, "Oh, my cannons didn't work," and one of the guys says, "Your cannons never work."
Attenborough, never once. It fails every time.
Also, Kitan breaks the fourth wall a couple times.
A couple of times. He. This whole episode is a lot of. I said it a lot when I say you figure out what these characters want to be. Kitan fucking wanted to be Kamina the whole time. He wanted to be that dude that could save everybody.
It's so obvious too. Like when Kamina was alive, these two butted heads. When Kamina was dead at first, you could tell that he wasn't taking it very well.
Nope.
And now that they're in the fight of their lives, he pretty much flat out admits, I miss him. I want to be him.
He tries so hard because he's like, Simone's busy. We need the dude that would say the stuff that Kamina would say. And he tries his damnedest. And you get an interaction that comes out of nowhere, in my opinion, but it feels so natural between Yoko and him, where it's like, you don't need to be him. Yeah, Simone did a lot, but you were there just as much as everybody, pushing behind while Simone was pulling. And it doesn't feel out of place. It feels so natural between those two that they had amazing chemistry just when they finally had a chance to sit and talk, it was like they were best friends the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm going to start crying, when we had Iron Man, so is this the one where we win? If I tell you it won't happen, levels of death flags with Keaton, when he says, when we get back to Earth, I want you to introduce me to your kids. He finally gets to be the man he wants to be. And it's even before they get there, he kind of bitches out Gimme about all this, and it just, they saved your little punk asses because they wanted to, so don't even try and think that you owe them anything. You stay here because we wanted to do the shit we want to do, and you referenced it perfectly, where they're like, we're going to make the sacrifices so you guys live good lives. And he installed the lessons that Kamina wanted the type of lessons that Kamina would do, because he didn't get it out how he wanted to, but within seconds, who was the one saving their asses because he made the inspirational speech he thought he didn't make? Gimme and Daria were out there right away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But
go ahead.
But
go ahead.
this. Oh, the other lighter stuff is all the, like, the running gag of we're not drowning, we're spacing.
We're spacing. It makes it look like it's water. And the it makes me wish so much that Viral would have gotten his head out of his ass sooner. When you get the quotes from Simone where he gets to be rather anime character-ish, I'll just put it, with his speeches that I love. And he's just like, you spout a lot of crap, but this is crap I can get behind. Yeah, and it's like, and like instantly, and like he cares for Simone. He spent 20 odd episodes fighting Simone, and the second that drill breaks, he cares about it. Like, he's, dude, just rest. They'll take care of it. I fucking wish I had spiral energy to help you, man, but please just rest for a minute.
And then one of the silliest but most awesome things happens. Buddha.
He is literally a ball of spiral energy.
I never would have seen that coming.
No. And he literally doubles the output so that Gurren and Lagann can both produce drills at the same time, and he fixes the drill within seconds. And you saw him sparking throughout the whole episode, and he jumps in with that portal to go help them, and it's just... Even fucking Buddha gets awesome moments. He's like, you're a team member too, dude. You're just as important as everybody else. You can't pilot a gunman, but God, you can still be important. And oh God.
And speaking of Star Wars moments, like, Lord Genome has basically become C3PO.
Yes.
He's about to say, like, the odds of this mission becoming, like, succeeding, and Liron, bless you, Liron, he goes, that you don't have to tell us. We know we're crazy.
We know we're crazy. And I think my second favorite line, because I cannot spoil my favorite line of his that you haven't heard yet, I would say the probability of succeeding in this mission was 0, but I am starting to see that theoretical possibilities are pointless with you people.
Yep.
But on some more serious stuff before we get to the most serious thing that happened, you get to see that there's more Lagans buried inside the spiral death machine.
Keep talking. I'm going to look up the voice of the anti-spiral
Okay.
Because as a compliment, but also as a compliment to the performance, it's great, but also the anti-spiral's a dick.
Oh, he's the biggest form of a dick. He's just like, you see that? You aren't special. You are insects, just like everyone else that got this far. You are nothing special. Do not see yourselves as anything more extraordinary than anybody else. And every time they're about to fail at something,
Dave Mallow.
Dave Mallow? Yeah, he does so good. And just every time when it's like, it got to the point of where the anti-spiral thought he knew how to deal with hope. He doesn't know how to deal with hope. He doesn't know how to deal with their level of hope. But also, he does not know how to deal with their level of calculated stupidity. Because like Yoko says, I bet you the anti-spiral didn't pick up on anybody driving straight at that fucking thing.
Right?
And then Leron says it, he's like, we've literally bet everything in this entire series on Simone's drill, and we're going to do it again. And Dayaka goes, and we're going to keep doing it because it hasn't failed yet. And it just, before we get to it, because there's not a whole lot on there, we're going to do, obviously, Simone with the light moment that he had with all that. Also one more light moment, and it puts a T on the obsession with faces on here. They're showing all the Lagans that are stuck in the spiral death machine.
Yep.
The TV they watch it on has a fucking face on the side of it. Why?
Okay.
Why? It serves no purpose. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It is literally there to go, don't worry, they're still obsessed with faces. But yeah, we needed to show that you know how we got Lord Genome, how I mentioned that his eyes have spiral forms in them?
Yeah.
That is when you have the quote-unquote awakening of mass spiral energy in someone. And you got to see that in the eye catch with Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
And I always said how the death flags for all the guys were in the eye catch. They only showed one eye catch for both of those guys. You knew Keaton was gone when both of the eye catches were Keaton's face just overflowing with spiral energy, and then they showed the littler form of Keaton's mech, or a gunman, I'm sorry. And they kind of have the pre-Avengers Endgame moment where they're like, the missiles don't work. And then all of a sudden they're like, you have 1 minute to make those casings harder and we're going to fire again. And Yoko's about to say, and Keaton goes, nope, this one's mine. And I'm going to go in there. It'll be more probable than changing that. I'll be able to get in there. That's what you were going to say, wasn't it? And she turns around, and one of the biggest memes of Gurren Lagann happens. And Kyle A. Bear mentioned it when he did my autograph. Nothing in Gurren Lagann, not the highest form of Gurren, no gunman, is more deadly than getting kissed by Yoko.
Wow.
You have signed your death certificate if that woman lays lips on you.
You know what? I'm glad Simone and Yoko never got together.
It's kind of scary. But yeah, it's and I'd have to look it up to get the exact things, but like there's a big rumor page of, I'm gonna see if I can mention this when because I have a screenshot of it. Of when I was looking up stuff to bring up in here. Is this the 850 thing? All right. Since Gurren Lagann aired on Tokyo during a morning time slot, each episode had an amount of time left on screen. And honestly, it had been talked about, especially when Keaton dies at 8:54 in episode 8. Along the same lines of an earthquake warning at 50 km per hour winds force flashed on screen during episode 15 when Lord Genome steps out of his Lagann to beat the shit out of Simone barefisted. Both incidents, similarly epic episodes, are credited for priming the stage in interest of 852. Toward the end of Gurren Lagann, episode 25, Keaton makes a last-minute decision to sacrifice himself and transform his battleship and so Simone can transform the battleship and the Chao-Jing gun Gurren into the mecha to fuck up the anti-spirals. As he does it, after Keaton dies, the screen went black with the exception of a clock that read 8:52.
Wow.
And as the next scene plays out, the clock changes to 8:53, showing the planet-sized explosion caused by Keaton's drill.
That was a lot.
Yeah, so Genome beating the shit out of Simone, Kamina dying, and Keaton, all that happened at 8:50 something in an episode. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it. And I'm going to let you talk about the thing that my two most hated words in this entire series. Keaton, you mentioned it, breaks the fourth wall.
Oh, later, buddy.
I'm not saying it. He says, I'm not saying no sappy crap like later, buddy. I'll see you bozos later. And the fact that you think Keaton dies when you see the mech get crumpled, and they're just like, he died for nothing. And then you see that his smaller mech is still there, and that he kept one of the drills that broke off. And I told you that you did not get to see the coolest attack that Keaton ever gets to do because
this is it.
You fucking A. This was it. The King Keaton Giga Drill Break, which at that point is the biggest one they've had yet. And you see his fucking eyes go clean spiral and just annihilate that thing. It just, the speech of all their souls, and actually it's mine, before he just obliterates that thing. And you get the Keaton, or you get his version of Kamina's moment, where he says later, buddy, and it goes white like it did when Kamina died. And he goes, so this is spiral energy, huh? Not bad. And it just white fades.
So this is what it feels like.
This is what it feels like, pretty much.
If you're an X-Men fan, you should know where that line comes from.
This show does a lot of things really good. Giving characters proper death scenes might be the best thing it does outside of the mech fights.
Yeah.
But the thing that probably made you want to say that we have to finish this episode
comes at the very end.
And I'm going to let you talk all about it so that I shut the hell up.
Okay, so we're gonna get there, but I need to build it up. I'm probably gonna keep doing this, like for the rest of these episodes. Okay, so when we begin in episode 1, Lagann was just ahead with arms and legs, like stubs, basically.
Yep.
Once they bust out from underground, they find Gurren, who's like the rest of the body.
Yep.
Then they combine and they form Gurren Lagann.
Yep.
And then once they take over the Daigunzen,
yep,
that's when they become Gurren.
Yep.
And then, a few episodes later, they, if I miss one, let me know.
Nope, keep going. You're good.
Okay, so after they become after Gurren,
they get a lot of upgrades for a while. Is basically what happens.
Yeah, you get like little upgrades, and then, in the 7-year jump, you get the Arc Gurren.
Yep.
And then once Simone is busted out of prison for reasons we've talked about earlier, yep, they form the Arc Gurren Lagann.
Yep.
Then, a few episodes later, they become the Galaxy, the the Galaxy Lagann.
Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann. Yep.
This time they are the super Galaxy Lagann.
Yes. I will tell the exact Japanese description, which is the coolest thing in the world to me, is Ultra Spiral Super Dreadnought Gunman.
Yeah.
And leading up to this moment, I cannot tell you my favorite song in Gurren is both versions of Serario Days. But nothing gets me more juiced and more emotional than when you start hearing the piano beats of Lieber Me from Hell. Just that light little lead in, and the rap from Rap as a Man's Soul starts going, and it somehow matches perfectly to that. And it's playing while that fucking thing forms coming out of that wave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I can't say it enough how much I just love this fucking show and how it presents everything.
Yeah. It's as we've said, they do such a good job of just like carefully slowly but gradually escalating from a head with appendages to the fucking size of a galaxy.
And yeah, and not to mention the tiniest little touch what they did not need to do. But again, I'm so happy they did. Like they did with the title cards where they bring them back to the old style. There's just like, you know how I brought up in Digimon, the main hero always has the goggles, and Simone had the goggles.
This time he actually puts on the goggles.
He gets his fucking version of Kamina glasses, and they form on him out of pure fucking spiral energy.
That is metal.
God, it's just like, you thought Simone finally became Kamina? Nope. That was the exact moment. He is literally his big bro now. He is the guy he wanted to be that entire time while he was looking up to him. He is there.
And just so we bring this point back home, the last thing that Kamina said to him was, don't believe in the Simone that I believe in, nor the Kamina nor the Kamina that believes in Simone. Believe in the Simone that believes in you.
And I don't think I've seen a person in any form or medium that believes in himself more than he does.
and it's not ego either. It's like it's genuine confidence.
It's genuine confidence and hope. It's just, I believe in myself because I need to save everyone. I need to do this, and I know I'm going to do this. I tell you, people with anxiety, this is why I brought this up during the mental health show. This thing is just, the entire time Simone is just showing, when you talk about going through depression, they literally sink into an ocean made by negative thoughts, dispensed by a spiral death machine. And he just goes, good. I'm going to break it, and I'm going to come back out. They literally come out of an ocean of sadness. I can't see much better forms of literally overcoming depression than that right there.
You know how in the past I've said that that Dick Grayson is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Simone is number 2.
Seriously?
As I'm watching the show, he is everything that I look up to. Like he has the confidence that I've always wanted. Like he's had his lows.
Mm-hmm.
He's had people in his life leave him. But that has never stopped him.
Nope.
Like every single obstacle that he's faced, and we're still 2 episodes away. So you'll see that every single obstacle that comes his way, he can defeat it.
Yep.
He can face anything.
Yep. Well, dude, I'm happy I'm watching this with you because I gush about this show a lot, and I don't watch as much anime as other people do. I'm getting there. And even with some of my people that are my closest friends, like, don't quite understand because none of them have watched it. And it's kind of like it's the one I talk about, and they only like, I love all my friends to death. I really do. But I kind of like when I talk about it, it's kind of like, yeah, it's the only one of the only ones you've seen. So that's why you hype it up so much. I'm like, no, I don't. I genuinely mean how much I hype up this show and how much it means to me. It's got some of the best, most well-written characters, in my opinion, ever. And hearing you talk about that you like Simone just below Dick Grayson blows my mind. Okay. I know it's going to be pretty much an emphatic 2-letter answer, but I have to ask because it's standard. Would you change anything in this episode?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right. We are at the episode that I break up as much as the end because this one is more 27's action, 26 is emotion. And this hits the best emotional beat in the entire show. 27's got a real banger at the end of it. But the ending, what I want to say, the ending, the whole thing is good, but the ending 5 minutes of this is in the top, like, total half an hour of the show's, like, just like best moments. It's probably number 2. So, Mike, where can they reach you? Because I had to watch it the other night after I breaked it up again, and I'm so fucking ready to watch it again. Mike, where can they reach you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Captain K42. Check me out on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. Find me on all the various Facebook groups, just at my name. Renegade Pop Culture, you can follow their Facebook group or Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. Apple, Anchor, Spotify for all your podcasts. Last but not least, check out renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
You can find me on some of those podcasts as well. We'll be recording one tomorrow. You can see me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mostly on Twitch. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm ready to be a mountain of tears when this camera comes back on. So I will see you guys in a little bit. I love you all. Spin on and take care of yourselves.
Peace.